Cabin speaking. Hello. One of the films nominated for an Oscar has a deafblind character, and it's received lots of press for having a deafblind actor playing the deafblind character. And that's the only nice thing I can say about this film. It's called Feeling Through, and in this film, the deafblind character is named Artie. He meets a young man, a teenager, out on the street and asks the teen for help. And the whole film is about the interaction between the deafblind guy and the sighted-hearing teen. Well, Artie asks to go to a store. They go to a store. On the way, Artie is using his cane, and his cane smacks against a piece of construction. The cane did its job. That's how canes work. They bump into things, and that signals to the blind person that something's there. And the blind person would, if they have good cane skills, navigate around the obstacle. That's not what happened in this film. The producer decided for the blind person to smack his cane against this obstacle and then trip. He doesn't really trip over the obstacle. He seems to trip over air. This was chosen by the producer again. There are lots of deafblind people and blind people who use white canes all the time. I'm sure a few of them trip over air, but this is not a representative of the blind and deafblind community. So that happens. Then they keep walking and they get to the store. And at the store, what does Artie do? The producer has Artie hand over his wallet to this complete stranger. I would never do that. I don't know any deafblind people who would do that. Hand over your wallet to a complete stranger. The teen, the sighted-hearing teen, takes the wallet, buys some items at the store, doesn't tell Artie what he's buying, buys items, and pockets some of Artie's money. He doesn't ask for permission. This is stealing. Later, they return to the bus stop, and at the bus stop, they fall asleep. I don't know any disabled people who would fall asleep at a bus stop in the middle of the night in New York City. But the producer has this happen. And during that time, the sighted-hearing teen wakes up, notices Artie is still asleep, reaches in and takes Artie's notebook, reads through it. Invasion of privacy. Trust is fragile. Lots of disabled people are concerned of being taken advantage of. Imagine being a deafblind person and learning of this film that has been nominated for an Oscar, where a deafblind person's privacy is invaded and a stranger steals from them. And this is supposed to be a feel-good, inspirational film. When I read this, it was deeply disturbing. I was also concerned about employers, teachers, community members who would watch this film and make assumptions about deafblind people. This could cause people to be discriminated against. Another thing to note is the sighted-hearing teen is Black. So we have another film portraying the racial stereotype of the Black criminal. America is struggling with racism. We don't need a film that portrays racism and ableism. Disabled people are harmed by this film. Black people are also harmed by this film. If you're voting in the Oscars, or you know someone who's voting in the Oscars, please don't reward films that advance racist and ableist stereotypes.